podcast where you break down the biggest moments, hottest takes, and the wildest stories from the world of pro wrestling. Whether you're a diehard fan or just stepping into the squared circle, we're here to give you the real scoop on everything happening in the ring.
I'm your host, RJD, and we're about to take a ride through the latest and greatest in pro wrestling. Get ready for all our hot takes, deep dives, and all the wrestling you never knew you needed.
Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button and join What the Wrestling family so you never miss an episode. Now let's step into the ring.
You're listening to the What the Wrestling podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host.
Oh, you already know what time it is. I need to get my sound bites back, man. I'm missing all my good sound bites here. AEW Collision. I have seen it and I am here to talk about it. But first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Before we get into anything, let's hit you with the updates. Appreciate everybody for coming out. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go. Yes. Tis I, RJD here. Welcome to What the Wrestling, the show that brings you all things wrestling. And we are here to talk about AEW Collision, man, how far it has fallen. We got rated FTR, we got 2 title fights, and we got nobody watching the show.
Nope.
I don't know what they're going to do about AEW Collision. I hope they pick up the pieces. I hope they figure this thing out. I don't know what's coming. But what I do know is that people are not watching the show like they used to. They're just not doing it. And it really sucks. It really does. But hopefully they will figure this thing out. So real quick, we're going to run through Collision and what happened, because not a lot happened. Well, we're going to run through it, but first things first, hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. What's the Wrestling, as always. And we are here today to talk about AEW Collision. So let's talk about AEW Collision. So first things first. Collision is not the show that it once was. I hope Tony Khan doesn't just throw everybody back on Collision that he doesn't like. Like, oh, you like why does it say Dynamite? Oh, you like CM Punk? Oh, okay, cool. You're gonna go on Collision into obscurity, never to be heard from again. I want to know what the ratings are for Collision. They gotta be bad. There's no way. So we'll see. So First, we had let's talk about Mark Briscoe and Danny Garcia. They had themselves a good old fight. So we had a lot going on. So let's talk about this. Danny Garcia, Mark Briscoe, they had themselves a fight for the TNT Championship. Danny Garcia gets the win. We had a Jay Driller at the end, but Garcia got his foot on the ropes. Garcia countered a fireman's carry into a jackknife pin to escape with just under 2 minutes remaining. So shout out to these two. Good match. Danny Garcia wins. Wheeler Yuta considers Jay White a marked man because he got involved in the Death Riders business. Moxley respects FTR, but they crossed the line. Now they gonna mess with Cope. First of all, Cope.
You stupid. Nope.
I don't know why Mr. Adam Copeland is now Cope, but Cope will have a price to pay. Then we have Jeff Jarrett versus Aaron Solo. Quick match. Hit the stroke for the win. If they're gonna want this Jeff Jarrett thing to work, they're gonna have to do a lot better than this, because nobody cared. Then we had AEW World Tag Team Championship Private Party. Shout out to those brothers. Versus Leo Rush and Action Andretti. It was a good fight. Good fight, but at the end, Top Flight interfered in the match. But in the end, the Private Party ends up with the win still. And Andretti scored the roll up for a near fall. He locks hands with Leo for extra leverage to try and cheat. Top Flight hopped over the rail, smashed Leo. Cassidy reversed position to secure a roll-up win. Good for them. Toni Storm beat Deonna Purrazzo with Tanya Valkyrie out there, and I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of silence during this match.
Nope.
Which sucked. They're trying to get this Toni Storm, Tanya Valkyrie thing. They're trying to get people to care, but people just don't care. The Acclaim, Christopher Daniels. Let's talk about the Acclaimed after this. Christopher Daniels tried to encourage Hangman. He believes that the Cowboy can win the world title again. Hangman got mad. He sees Christopher Daniels as an old man clinging on to the sport that left him behind. Hangman he slapped him. Christopher Daniels did nothing. Then Christopher Daniels got mad, went at him. He headbutted Hangman so many times that he started bleeding from his own head. Daniels said that he's not a stooge and he is the fallen angels, and Hangman will respect him. Christopher Daniels might end up getting back in the ring. I guess we'll see. We might have a Christopher Daniels versus Hangman match. Keep Hangman busy. We'll see what happens with that. The Acclaimed, Max Caster ran his mouth again, being the best wrestler alive. Bowen said he's tired of his book, and the only reason he hasn't socked him in the face yet is because Billy Gunn asked him not to do it. So the Acclaimed dissolve is happening a little bit faster now. We had a 100,000 high-speed collision fatal four-way. Brian Cage, Commander, Dante Martin, and the Beast Morton. Brian Cage got the win here. Rated FTR faces the learning tree. We had a little bit of a pop towards the end where Adam Copeland and Chris Jericho got in the ring together. Crowd pop for that. But in the end, Rated FTR gets the win. Shadow Machine from FTR and a spear from Copeland to get the W. After the main event, Jockey revealed on the main screen that the Death Riders kidnapped the Rock and Roll Express. The Outrunners tried to be heroes, but they got beat up. Copeland and FTR ran to the back. Mox left the Legends tied up. As a message of his power, the Death Riders exited out the side door, but they didn't beat up the Rock and Roll Express, which is what I hope they would have did, because it would have came over more impactful. But they didn't beat them up. They should have had them bloodied or something. I mean, they just kind of tied them up and then ran away. So not feeling that. So like I said, Collision is I don't know. I'm about to start lumping in Collision with my SmackDown review, because I see no reason to review this show on its own. Nothing, they don't put anything of meaning on Collision anymore. So I really don't see the reason to not package this into one stream, which is what I'm about to do. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll monitor the situation, keep you updated. But that was your AEW Collision. Not much happening, not much going on. So we'll see what happens moving forward. You know what I'm excited for? Monday Night Raw tomorrow. That's what I'm excited for. I will be tuned in and I will be rocking out after. And we'll see what's going on after Raw goes off the air on Netflix. So with that being said, that was your AEW Collision. And that's all I got for you today. So with that being said, I'm out. Catch y'all on the next one. You know what that means. Peace.